Hey yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. New month, new set, and this one is an interesting one. Welcome G Set 7 Glorious Bravery of Radiant Sword. As usual, this video will follow our three-part structure, starting with a brief overview of the events, and then highlighting some key units, and lastly finishing up with some insight into the competitive scene. So, without further ado, let's get started. So set 7 was the month of April for JP. Before I proceed, here's my obligatory statement that this video is mostly an informed or educated guess based on the JP experience. Most of the contents here are not 100% confirmed for global, but you can expect most of it to be similar, if not the same. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of stuff going on. Let's keep chugging along. So for this month, we have one main banner only. We have G Set 7 Glorious Bravery of Radiant Sword, and it features 4 clans. We have Gold Paladin, Angel Feathers, Kagero, and the newly supported Dark Irregulars. What's good? You can definitely skip to part 2 if you want to see my rankings and key cards to look out for, but before that, let's talk events and others. First of all, we have the introduction of Satoru Enishi for Dark Irregulars. You will have access to its character fights and the stories and all the good stuff. In addition, we also have Hiroki Moriyama, which is of Dimension Police. And of course, we already have the Spike Brothers Kyo, so not too big of a deal. Speaking of Moriyama, or Hiroki, we have the Dimension Police event from the 4th to the 12th, with the boost skins being Enishi for Dark Irregulars, we have for Grand Blue, we have Shinonimi for Genesis, and Tayo for Gold Paladin, and you can see them from the bottom right corner. And for the second half of the month, we have the Nova Grappler clan event from the 20th to the 28th, with the boost skins being Mamoru from Kagero, Kei from Great Nature, Tsuneto from OTT, and Carl for Dimension Police. So definitely pick those up if you're interested in Nova Grapplers as well. For the first half of the month, we have Vanquisher as the rank reward, and for the second half of the month, we have Shaharat Vampire. So this is really nice. Vanquisher, most players should have already because they are from the Clements, but Vampire, Shaharat Vampire, new to the set, definitely nice to have 4 copies just in case you want to play Dark Irregulars now or later. In addition, we also have a very exciting clan to be introduced to Vanguard 0, and that is the Curry clan. Now, this was an April Fool's joke, so I'm not sure if Global will get them, but I thought they're worth mentioning because they're really fun. Everyone should have access to the Curry clan if they logged in on the first day of the month. Just did the missions, and you get access to a lot of goodies like sleeves or banners or even triple rare exchange tickets, which is really nice to have. In addition, just a joke, but this is a very game-breaking change. It is still Curry instead of Hearts in terms of staminas on JP right now, so this will definitely make a very big visual change, and it's quite nice that they decided to stick with it. Next, a little bit more fun as well. We have dice events with Mermaid Meets Girl, collect Vanguard plush toys, and pick up Saya for Bermuda Triangle and Kumi for OTT. You have these 2 skins, home screens, G-Set 7 packs, and more. So let's just check out the rewards here. You have some sleeves there, the banners, my room stuff if you're interested in that, and all that, and a little better look at the skins here. Definitely pick those 2 up if you play these clans. And even if you don't, I guess, if you want to see those animations for certain units, this is the way to go without the G-Skin medals. And of course, we also have the Great Vanguard Festival, the Dai Vangasai. We have a little campaign, basically what JP got for the new year, or what Global got for the anniversary, where you roll, you get these little coupons, and then you roll again, and collect these items, these drops, to then exchange for packs. You can exchange for some aesthetics like sleeves, backgrounds, home screens, and icons, and all that good stuff. So definitely go, consider that if you haven't already. Definitely very nice original art, and I do have that Luna and as my home screen right now, which is really nice to see whenever I log in on JP. Some other campaigns as well, you have like double VP, you have like 1.5 times character fight drops, and packs for new and returning players and all that. So definitely a very nice month. Just a good amount of freebies here and there. whether that's gameplay wise or aesthetic wise, just to keep you going. So that's basically it. Just a few things for the event side of things, but let's go into the top 5 cards to look out for. Just going to do this just so we can get going through the main set really quickly. There are definitely cards that I did not showcase here, and if you think they're worthy of inclusion, comment down below and let everyone else know as well. But without further ado, let's go with my first unit, and that is the Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Dragonic Blade Master Titan. This is a Shrine with Blaze, which is new keyword for Kagero, where if you have more regards than your opponent, it's active. Vanguard Circle, once per turn, +1 and turn a face down card from your G zone face up and perform the following 3 effects. First skill, choose the same number of your opponent's regards as your face up. Blade Master Titans in your G zone and retire them. And then, during your turn, if you retire your opponent's regards by your other card effects, you draw 1 card. And lastly, this unit gets the following ability until the end of the turn. GB3, if you are in Blaze, you get crit +1. So this is really nice. Ideally, you play 3 or 4 of this. It's just a really amazing unit and gets you that pressure to kind of push for game. Next, we have Sunrise Ray Radiant Sword Gurgui. This is basically the upgraded version of Get Good. Vanguard Circle GB2 Unite. Soul Blast 2, +1, and turn a card face down from your J zone face up to perform the following 2 abilities. First of all, until end of the turn, this unit gets +1 crit and +5k power for each of your rearguards until end of turn. Then all your rearguards get +5k power as well until end of turn. So this is a really nice way to just power up your rearguards, enable those multi-attacks to actually scale, very solid. And then the second skill, if you have a face-up copy of itself in your G zone, at the end of the turn you may put 2 rearguards with the Unite ability to the bottom of the deck, and if you do, countercharge 1, and all of your rearguards get intercept and can intercept from the back row as well. So this is really cool, because this is one of the units that actually enable back row intercepting. Dark Irregulars also do this gimmick, but Gold Paladins can kind of flood the board easier. You don't need to specifically have certain units be on the board, so it's definitely much more fluid and pretty cool to have. To support this kind of defensive play, we also have a resist unit for Gold Paladin now in the form of Knight of Autumn Light Riggin. This unit is a rearguard circle Unite. If your Vanguard's a grade 4 or greater, this unit gets +3k, so it's a 12k beater, and it also has just resist on the rearguard circle. So just really sticky unit. You know, pair this up with Gurgui, and you have a additional resist unit with intercept in the back row. Really hard to get rid of. You just have to attack into it, and in some matchups, you can even shut down your opponent's plays because a lot of units need unattack Vanguard, and if you have a couple of these resist units that are too sticky to remove, and they're just forced to bash into it for that turn, then you shut down one of your opponent's turns and you can set up for more plays and maybe win the game next turn. Next, we have one for Dark Irregulars. We have the Succubus of Avarice. This is the new type of PGs, which we've started to see. And its skill is basically the same thing, you know, discard this when you're about to lose. But in the Soul, GB1 Darkness, retire one of your grade 1 or less rearguards and return this card from your soul to your hand. So this is really nice because you soul charge a lot in Dark Irregulars, and what this does is it helps you basically make sure that you're not wasting these PGs or whatever, right? These could still go back to your hand, still defend you, and is solid in that way. So I think it's definitely a great unit to have for quite a while now, and definitely a must-have if you are a Dark Irregular player. And lastly, I know this is the 5th unit, and I know Angel Feathers has other units as well, Dark Irregulars too, but I do think that Docksword Remnon, even though it's not amazing, I think it's one of the best units for Angel Feathers from the set already. Basically the same PG skill, but in your hand, GB1, Rescue 1. When this card is activated as a perfect guard, if you have a Docksword Remnon in your damage zone, +1 to heal a card and deal 1 damage to yourself. This is interesting because it does definitely synergize with Gavrael to get more power in terms of your defensive turn as well. But I guess it's interesting. It has its niche situations. Maybe it's better down the line. I don't know. But like right now, an extra whatever 2k or whatever, I don't know if it's that valuable when you're already activating PG. So there's that. But you know, definitely something to test. Definitely an option rather than the countercharging PGs if you like. So that's basically it. Let's talk about these tournament results for this set. Frankly, not a lot of showings from this set. I don't see golds. I don't see Dark Irregulars. I don't see Kagero or Angel Feathers that often. They do show, but you don't really use a lot of the new support except for Kagero, I guess. So you can see this is March, and of course March we don't have the new support yet, so we can kind of disregard this. But even before the new support, Angel Feathers is still up there, Kagero is still up there, so that is definitely something to note. And this is much more valuable, I guess. This is April 29th, the Great Vanguard Festival Clan All-Stars. Now, obviously, they're trying to promote a lot of clan diversity here. And you can see some clans are more popular than others, but generally it's around the same kind of popularity. You see Kagero right at the top, but you also see some others like Gold, and all that. So I guess it's supposed to show that it's a balanced game, but frankly, between all of us, we know that's not true. But one more thing, I guess, is that we don't have a picture of the lists, but I was watching the Vanguard Zero Championship Spring events, and you can definitely check that out on the YouTube as well. I'll try to link in the description, and if I didn't, let me know. But I did see Gold Paladin players here and there, so that is definitely something to consider. Is that even though in this set I don't think there's a lot of competitive showings from these clans that got supported, it is a meta call, and the defensive options that the Golds and Dark Irregulars get could be very interesting in certain matchups, and the offensive options that Kagero gets, and Angel Feather, I guess, could definitely be viable and valuable as well if you're a player, especially since going into the next set we have a 12-card G-Zone instead of the 8-card G-Zone. Definitely can make better use of more options down the line. So that's basically it. There isn't really much happening this set. But of course, if you're a DI fan, if you're a Nova Grappler fan, DP fan, or whatever, really nice to have some support, or finally some support for your clan. But that's basically it. I tried to reflect everything that went on in JP, and the global experience is probably not one-to-one, but you never know. And the biggest question mark is the Curry Clan event and the Daivangasai events, because it's obviously not April Fool's anymore, and obviously global doesn't really celebrate that. We don't really have that here. But without them, the month is super empty, so hopefully Game Studio does something. But keep your hopes in check. It is Game Studio after all. But yeah, let me know down below which clan you're most hyped for this set, and like the video if you liked it already, subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more. And thank you so much to the members, Kamui, Tumelo, KC, and ZB. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being members. And remember to check out my Twitch if you want to see me live as well. So that's basically it. Thank you so much, and I hope you are excited for the next set. Bye!